Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In the in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men. Right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
So the unthinkable happened. Okay. Tyler Perry did an interview, and I did not even know it was possible for the sisterhood to be upset with somebody like Tyler Perry. But then I realized that the sisterhood can literally be mad at anybody, as long as you're saying something that goes against, the narrative that they want to promote, or that they want to push, right? So Tyler Perry is just having a conversation. I'm not sure the beginning of this or, what he said after this, but in this portion of the interview, he was making it very clear that basically women are delusional. Okay, so for those of you who didn't hear correctly what Tyler was saying that a lot of women out there are very delusional. Okay, and they are expecting, they have this high level of expectancy from a man to provide, this luxurious or lavish lifestyle for them to be comfortable in. And most of the time, they put that, at the forefront. But let me just talk about something really quick, okay? A lot of women are expecting this man to, and I know, just bear with me. A lot of women are expecting men to come into their life and to not only raise them, but to right all the wrongs that have been done to them in their past, in their childhood, from their dad, from their mom, from, them growing up in lack, them growing up, with not having a certain amount of finances. Like, this man comes into a woman's life and he has the duty to fix, rearrange, perfect all the wrongs in this woman's life. And most of the women who need all of this fixing done, from their past and all these things, they expect to just, enjoy all the benefit as they sit down and twiddle their thumbs. That is not what we like to call reciprocity. And it also don't make no sense. I think it's so ironic that, there's so many women on the internet who talk about, they need a man who this, they need a man who that, he got to pay all the bills. He got to do this. He got to be at least this high. He got at least this. But at the same time, ironically, y'all end up in situations that you turn around and you talk about, well, all men ain't this, all men ain't that. So even the men who fit your desires, so it can't possibly be you that's the problem. You can't possibly be the one that's wrong. Oh, well, I'd rather be by myself than with somebody who can't pay all my bills for me. Okay, let's see if the math is mathing. You would rather pay 100% of all the bills than have to pay 50% of the bills that you already have to pay and somebody else is helping you with the other 50%. So you'd rather take on 100, or it has to be 100 or 0 with you, than you pay some and this person pays some and it's less of a burden for you. I don't get it. I don't get it. To me, it's very the funny thing is, right? The funny thing is that as many women who talk about this is the kind of man that they need and he got to pay all my bills and he got to be this and he got to be that, there are so many women who are in situations right now because they done got pregnant by Pookie. And Pookie wasn't paying not one bill. Pookie wasn't buying you not one rose. So if we want to be real, a lot of these women are just talking based off of the other things that they hear other women say. They want to fit in. They want to fit. Oh yeah, that's what women are supposed to do. We supposed to have a man pay all our bills. Oh, okay, I need a man that's gonna pay all my bills. That's what a lot of women do. They hear it. It sounds good. Oh, that's the flow of womanhood, and that's how we all supposed to think. Okay, I'm gonna think like the multitude, and I feel the same way. When, if we're going to be really honest, if a man just gave you his attention, that would be enough for you. And that has been enough for many of you. And that's why a lot of you guys have children. If we're going to be real. Because somebody actually paid attention to you more than 10 minutes. Made you feel some type of way, whether it was, intimately or whatever. And it had nothing to do with his finances. It only becomes, finances only become so important and on the forefront when you go through all these situations, or I hate to say it, sometimes when you get ran through, when you left over baby mama, and then all of a sudden you have all this criteria because you think that this man is supposed to, not only emotionally right all the wrongs, but financially too. Because you was with somebody, or you had a child with somebody who told you that they did not want the child. You thought you could change them, you could fix them. You end up a single mom. Now you need this new man to pay all your bills and take care of your child too. That's when finances are important. But it wasn't important when you had the first child. Can we be honest? A lot of women follow the trends of what they are told to feel. They don't feel this innately because they just have this inner knowing that, like, we have to be so traditional. He has to be traditional. I have to be traditional. No. They follow what they are fed. It's so ironic that there's so many women who are successful. And there's a good portion of women who are successful. We can look at it in society, even in the music industry. There are women who are very successful who marry men who are not in their financial tax bracket because they understand the value of having a man, although they are selling you the dream that you don't need one, but they have one. Oh, you need a man that's going to pay all your bills, but they're paying the majority. They're supporting their household. Y'all not ready for that conversation. That's the thing. Y'all not ready for that. There is so much. You see, a lot of people stick on the portion of provision when it comes to men as just financial. There is so much that men provide that it goes beyond finance. You see, women are naturally just chaotic in nature, okay? Women are naturally chaotic. Men are so structured. They provide so much structure. A man can come to you and say, okay, all you need to do is this, with his rational thinking, with his logical thinking, because he is not thinking out of emotion. He's thinking of, what's going to be the best move next. He can come to you and say, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. I think you should do this. Mind you, you're the one with the degree. He don't got to go to school to tell you what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. A lot of women get their feelings hurt. And it's so crazy, but it's so true. A lot of women get their feelings hurt because of their degrees, because of the sacrifice that they had to make to go to school. Oh, I done spent all this time, all these years. I've been studying. I've been stressed out. I've been doing all of this. And so because of all this effort that I put in, I deserve this. Only to find out that all that stuff don't matter if your attitude stank. All of what you've done and what you've accomplished will not make a man want to be with you or stay with you. Not because you have how many degrees on the wall means a man's going to come over to you and say, oh, yeah, all those degrees? Yes. What an amazing, attributes for my wife. That's exactly what I want. If at the same time you're disrespectful, you're demeaning him, you act like he's beneath you, you act like he can't give you no advice because you got 5 degrees, he got 4, or you got 5 and he got none, or he got 1. You act like, you literally speak to him in a way like he literally has no sense, like he's dumb. You talk to him like he don't have, oh, what did you say? Oh, that's not how you pronounce that. How you pronounce that is this. And then you want to talk about you need a man that's going to pay all your bills. Even the man who can't pay all your bills is not going to take that. So imagine the man who can. You think he's going to bow down to you and kiss your feet and say, oh, yes, I'm going to pay all your bills. I'm going to kiss your feet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. What I love to hear on social media, okay, what I absolutely love is when women stand in a space and they say, oh, these men want traditional women, but they're not traditional men. Let a traditional man come and say, okay, I'm ready for a traditional relationship with you. Are you a virgin? Y'all going to be on mute. Y'all gonna be on mute. Won't have nothing to say. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll pay all the bills. I'll do everything. Are you gonna cook and clean the household every day? I'm not gonna do laundry. I'm not gonna find a meal for us. I'm not going to do any. I'm not doing anything, and I don't want you to work. What y'all gonna do then? Oh, no, your traditional wife, you're not supposed to be at the club with your homegirls. That's not how this works. What happened to your modest dressing? You supposed to make me breakfast before I go to work. Why you in the bed all day scrolling on social media? I gotta be out the house by 6:30 to go to work to pay all these bills for the house. You supposed to be up from 4 o'clock making the bread from scratch. What happened to tradition? I love when women sing that tune because they can't even measure up to the tradition that they say that they want from the man. Oh, men want traditional relationships. Oh, he not a traditional man. He's supposed to provide all the bills. He's supposed to do all this. As soon as you find a man who's going to be able to do all those things and he's expecting something from you, you know what y'all do? Y'all turn it around. Okay, sis. Okay, do you really want a woman or not? Because he doing too much. We have to keep it real. Men are natural providers, yes. And it's so crazy because there are spaces, right, where people are in relationships and maybe the woman makes more financially than the man does. And as a man naturally would not feel good in that space. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to feel less than her or this, but it's more so because most of the time a woman could make a little bit more money than her man, but she's going to remind him by her attitude, by her demeanor, by her respect, by the way that she treats him, by the way that she talks to him, by the way that she makes decisions in the household. But when it's the other way around and the man is making all of the money, he's expected to bring that money to the wife and she's still supposed to be in charge of it. He can't give her no money to go, do this and do. Oh, well, it's all one money. We're married. It's all one money, one finance. But when you're making more, how come it's not the same? How come all of a sudden it's not one money? women have shown, especially in this span of time, that women value finance. How they appear on social media, how they appear to their homegirls, how they appear to, the people who don't even like them. Over not only reality, but over their relationships, because you can't buy somebody who's going to be there for you. You can't buy somebody who will literally put their life on the line to protect you. And I mean, you could technically buy a security guard, okay? Technically. But you guys know what I mean. Somebody who loves you enough to go through the ebbs and flows with you in your life. To guide you, to lead you. You can't buy that. You can't put a price tag on that. And again, that's why a lot of the women that we see, although they're promoting the message that you're not supposed to be with no brokey, they might be making way more financially than what their spouse makes. And they're going to stay with him because they understand the value of having a man not only in your life, but in your home. But y'all not ready for that conversation. Again, because, once it's not something that is going to inflate your ego, you have a problem. Once it's not something that's going to put you higher than the men around you just because you mad at your daddy, you got a problem. You're going to have the degrees on the wall. You're going to have the paycheck. You're going to have the bag. You might have the shoes. You might have the car you want. But you're going to be in that bed alone, crying at night. Hoping and pleading and wishing for this imaginary men to come scoop you up, not realizing that the way that you're treating these men around you and the men around you that you are attracting, sometimes he might have less finance, but he's still doing you a favor by being with you. But y'all don't hear me though. Sometimes you might think that he is, not at the top of your list because of his finances. But he is bending down to be with you. That's the truth. And again, this is not saying that women should not have any standards. This is not saying that women should not, aspire to have a certain kind of relationship or have certain kind of roles established in the relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. However, a lot of the women who are begging and pleading for it on social media are delusional. You say you want this man to do all these things and you can't provide not nan. Not even a pinch, not even an inch, not even a drop of what he would deserve or what any man would deserve. We have to be realistic, logical. Get your emotions out. Well, I feel that I should have, and I feel that it would be nice if I could get, and I feel, but what's reality feel? If we are looking at this situation realistically, what would we feel? A lot of traditional women on the internet are not sitting here talking about, but he needs to do this and he needs to do that, because they're able to attract the men in their life that would balance out what it is that they naturally need or require, because they are providing the balance of that. Y'all not providing nothing. Only thing that y'all providing is dictatorship. You want somebody to come and you tell them what they could do, what they can't do, who they could be around, who they can't be around, who they this, who they that. Talking about, I need somebody that can handle me. Why do you need to be handled? Are you okay? Why do you need somebody to put you in your place? Why can't you just naturally be in your place? Are you all right? I don't think there was anything wrong with what Tyler Perry said. I think he definitely spoke to the value of the man in itself, not just what men can give, not just what women can benefit from financially, because there's a lot more benefits from a man than just what's in his pockets. If y'all don't know that, then you need to just stay by yourself and go sit down. Don't make nobody's son miserable. But also, I think, a lot of these women don't understand that a lot of these men who are in these spaces that have all these finances were once a man who you would have looked down upon. Everybody got to start from somewhere. A lot of women were mad. They were like, oh, why is it that he got to talk about black women? Why is it that we got to, commit? Why is it that we got to, commit to struggle love? Why we got to do this and why we got to do that? And at the same time, it's so interesting how black women are so upset about that when black women are the first ones to bring up their race when it comes to anything that could look like a possible injustice, even if it has nothing to do with their race. So you want people to understand you and have understanding with you. But with your spouse, you shouldn't have any understanding that their opportunities may be a little bit different. The struggles that they've gone through are a little bit different. We don't need to understand that. We only need to understand that for the woman. That's the only time we can understand, our past, where we came from, the problems of this, only when it's to the woman. But when it's to the man, it's a problem. I would like for you guys to tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.